if it's something that really interests you and you're passionate about, that's going to go a long ways in your interviews, because they're going to ask you like, hey, tell me a little bit about your minor. And if you can say like, oh man, I loved this course, this professor, this project, that kind of shows a drive. If you're doing it just for a feather in your cap or to throw on your resume, that's not going to come through in interviews. And they'll ask, why did you do this? And say, to differentiate myself. Well, that's not a very good reason, because then the story kind of ends there. So I would say do it if it's something you're passionate about. I did a minor during my time at USC. I'm not sure if they still have it. It was called Engineering Technology and Commercialization, which was basically entrepreneurship for engineers. And entrepreneurship always interested me, and I never knew if it was something, that I would want to do. I know there's a lot of work and risk in running your own company, especially right out of college. And I'm glad I took the courses, because I learned that was certainly something I didn't want to do. But there was a lot of super cool things we got to do in the business school, got to have a lot of really interesting guest lectures and things like that. And now moving to C3, that's a much smaller company, I can actually understand like why the company makes certain decisions, or, when they present financial results, I actually know like what that means, and, why the targets are the way they are. So yeah, I would say as long as it's something you're passionate about, but it's certainly, you want to find something, right, to do outside of your coursework. Employers are always going to look for the students who, made the extra effort.
It's funny because, you talk about not knowing what you want to do, and I'll just be clear, I still don't know what I want to do. Like I've been working for 7 years now, or something like that, 6-7 years, and I'm in the defense industry. I don't know if that's what I want to do. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I don't think it's something, at least for me, it's not something that's been, and whether this is good or bad, I apologize, but whether it's something that you figure out right away, that you take this job and you're like, this is what I want to do. I know there are definitely people that have that experience, and like that's awesome. But I think for me, it's been in the one, take advantage of the internships that you have, try and fill your time in. And with that, I mean, like in the summers or whatever fits your schedule, don't overburden yourself, because you don't want to do that. But with, try and get those experiences when you can,